Hi, David Hutchens here, coming to you from beautiful Fontainebleau, France, with another edition of the 2-Minute Storytelling Leader. I began my career working in advertising as a copywriter, and after doing that for a few years, I got tired of writing about hamburgers all day, all week, and I knew I wanted to write about something else. I wanted to write about leadership and innovation and teams and organizations. And so I left my job at the ad agency, and that year in Atlanta was the international conference for the Society of Training and Development. And so I got a ticket and I went to the expo floor where they had just hundreds of booths of leaders in the training industry. And I was a young guy. I was naive. I didn't know how to sell myself. And all I had was my advertising portfolio. And so I brought that with me, and I went from booth to booth, talking to all these training leaders, showing them my ads and saying, could you use this kind of thinking in the work that you do? And one of the only people who didn't blow me off was a guy from IBM who said, yeah, come on in to the organization. And so that was my brilliant introduction through IBM to the executive development industry. And today, I still consider myself an advertising guy, but instead of moving products and getting people to drink Coca-Cola, instead, I help ideas move through organizations. And I do that by helping leaders tell stories. So that's one of my stories. That's a transition story. It's one of the stories I often find myself telling people to help them understand just a little bit about who is this Hutchens guy and what is he about and what does he do. And it's an example of the kind of story I want to talk about today, which is the transition story. And it's a story that a lot of people these days need to tell because more and more people are making multiple vocational shifts. I just met a guy from IT at a big DC consultancy, and he left that world so he can open a food truck. Awesome. He has a transition story to tell. And there's a way to tell this story. It's not, I'm new in town and I'm trying to figure this out and I don't really know what I'm doing. Instead, there's a way to tell this story so that it becomes a source of strength. It's very simple. The template is this. It is, I was in a different world. I left that world because I had a vision that was calling me to do something different. So I made the leap and I bring something unique from that previous world that is valuable in this new world. And today, my unique mashup is a source of success or differentiation. So I'm a former advertising guy, and now I help executives build the organization by telling stories. What's your mashup? What unique skill do you bring from your previous life that makes you stand out in your new world? That's the transition story. Until next time, I hope you'll go live a great story.